Hey, welcome back to day 37, I think, of Project Me. We'll try and make this one a very quick video. I'm buzzing from a recent win, so I just want to get that out there. But real quick, rapid fire gratitude. First up, thank you to mum and dad. Very grateful for them. I'm really, in a way, privileged to be in a position where I'm comfortable just calling them up after a win and sharing that with them because I know they have my back and they'll celebrate with me. That's something I know not everyone has, so I'm very grateful to mum and dad in that regard. Secondly, I am very grateful to be in a position to own a suit, being able to afford and own a suit. It's also something not many people can have, and it's not something that's lost on me. It's something quite small that you might otherwise take for granted, but seriously, having this is really quite helpful, and very privileged as well to be able to wear it. Thirdly, grateful to my school. They're able to offer a bunch of different opportunities, and it's a very rigorous education. I would call it a prestigious university. So I'm very grateful that I'm able to attend it. So yeah, let's move on. So the recent win today, I had the mooting today, so that's the practice court session, as it were. I've just come back from that, finished about an hour ago. Still buzzing from that, actually. Really, really happy with how I did. Of course, it was the junior mooting, so everyone in second year law was eligible to participate. And so the way it's structured is it's two teams of two, and of course you have the judges. So you have the appellants or the applicants, depending on how high up the court is. In this case, it was the appellants because we're at the Court of Appeal. And the Court of Appeal is essentially, it doesn't really help, but it's called an appellate court because they look at all the court cases from lower courts beneath them, and they try and decide, valid questions of law. Is this an issue that needs to be decided at a higher level, or have the lower courts dealt with it effectively? That sort of thing. Anything that poses a serious question of law generally gets taken up to the next court level, in this case the Court of Appeal. So we had the two appellants stand up, each gave a 20-minute speech, and then it was my team's turn. So my co-counsel, my friend C, she stood up, she gave a 20-minute speech, and then it was my turn. I gave a 20-minute speech, and at the end, the judges who posed as actual judges of the Court of Appeal, they gave us feedback on how we did. And we were actually really lucky to have these two judges because they are both seriously accomplished mooters, people who do mooting regularly at the university, and they'd actually come from the international competition, the international tournament in Washington, D.C. Sometime last month. So they're very accomplished people when it comes to mooting. So we probably had the best judges, the best people to give feedback to us. So that was really, really good. And my partner C and I, we both got very pedantic feedback, which is really, really good because it means 98% of what we did was really good and brilliant, they said, actually, which is why I'm so happy. It was just minor things. Like, for example, I took notes while they were giving feedback, so I've got it all down here. The main one for me was posture, actually, which is something I would not have ever known had they not called me out on it, and I'm really grateful they did because, I'll see if I can demonstrate. I've got a desk right beneath my phone. I'd lean like this. Hopefully you can see that. I'd lean on the desk like that while I was giving my speech, and they said that was fine, from time to time, but not to do it all the time like I did. And so posture was a big one there, and not slouching on the desk. So that was the really big one for me. And they also said that there were a few times, and I agree with this, they said it was also okay, but it did leave a sour taste in their mouth, and that I would make a point or an argument about a legal issue, and then they would question me on it, the judges that is, and I would sort of retreat back to the main point, the main case, as opposed to answering their question. And they were very clear that it wasn't altogether bad, But like I said, it left a sour taste in their mouth for good reason, because in a way I'm not answering their question and they just want the questions to be answered. So that's something to look out for, and feedback to take on board for strengthening my arguments. Next, this is quite funny. This is the really pedantic stuff, and they were laughing as they told me. I had said, when they asked me a question, I had said "I think" twice in the same answer. That was one thing, and the second one was referring to a judge on the UK's Supreme Court, not as Lady Hale, as they should have been referred to, but as Lord Hale. So I imagine Lady Hale would not have been very happy about that. So I do apologise to Lady Hale. But that was really the extent of my feedback, and I'm really proud of that. You know, I wasn't told to do more eye contact. I wasn't told to answer the questions directly. I was told that I did very well on those things, and my cadence was good, my pitch was good. So I'm really quite happy with how I did. Fingers crossed, that means we're on to the finals. I'll find out probably within the next day or two. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, actually, because if we get to the finals, then it means we go to one of the actual court buildings and we do the exact same thing. We do the moot inside the actual court building. So a really cool opportunity. And I think there might also be a cash prize for the winner, which would be handy. I'm not gonna lie, being a student, I could use the money. So I'd never say no, but that's not the reason I'm doing it. You know, it's just a great experience altogether. But yeah, really, really happy with how I did. I didn't expect to do that well. Honestly, I went into it knowing that there'd be so much I could improve on, but not knowing necessarily what. So doing the moot would have been an experience to figure out what I was doing wrong, and to some extent I got that. I do wish perhaps that there was more feedback on the substantive things that I'd said, but I understand completely why that wasn't the case. I mean, it's a lot of reading for these judges to do, and they're very busy as well. So I can't expect them to evaluate my arguments too, because that's really what university itself is for, not so much the extracurricular competitions that the Law Student Society does. So I'm not bitter at all, and I'm frankly very happy with the feedback they gave me, and very thankful that they made the time to do it, given especially how busy they are and how esteemed they are as well. So there's that. That was all my feedback, really. And I've just got some general stuff that they mentioned to the other speakers. All of it, you know, somewhat relevant to me, but it wasn't a nitpick of me. So it's just something to keep in mind as I go through preparing for the next oral submission if we reach that point. But anyways, that's it for me. Now I'm really just playing catch up over the next few days until I hear back whether we're in the finals or not. And catch up is unfortunately a lot of reading. The thing about school is, at least with what I study, that if I fall behind one day of, say, 2 lectures, that's like 120 pages of reading that I've got to catch up on. So it's a lot to get through. I think I've got to be selective tomorrow morning and the day of tomorrow. Got to be very selective with what I choose to read. And of course, not being on my phone will probably be a major factor in how much I get done. So I've got to keep that in mind. But yeah, besides that, nothing else to really reflect on. Just wanted to share the feedback that I got. Yeah, is anything else pertinent to mention today? I don't know. I don't think so. Which is good. Nice and short video. Yeah, so I'll just leave it there. But again, really, really proud of myself for that. I was not expecting it. I was not expecting that at all, really. So anyways, yeah, we're just going to leave it there. Yeah, don't want to ruin anything perfect, right? Okay, no matter where you are in the world, I hope you have a fantastic day, night, evening, morning, whatever it might be. Thank you for watching. I hope this probably wasn't of any value today, given it's very specific to me, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. All right. Well, cheers, guys. Bye.